Hello and good afternoon. We're doing Kerbal episode 3 of Career Mode. And it's been a while since I did one of these last time. In about a week and a half or so. But I think I'm ready to get going, and excuse me while I adjust my microphone. It gets a little bit loose. So here we are. You probably, if you were watching previously, based on the number of views, not many of you, but if you were watching previously, I failed badly. And so I decided to redesign the rocket and sort of leave you hanging. So here is our rocket. Because previously I had all three bottom boosters fire at the same time, I realized that was actually wasting a lot of fuel. And so instead I have these outer two boosters firing first, dropping, and then firing the center booster, and then leading up to the big stuff in the middle. Hopefully this won't fail. If it does, I will need to restart my game because I will simply not have enough money. Yeah, so that's that. We're right at our weight limit. Let's hope this works, right? Alright, we're on the launch pad. You may have heard my cat meow there a second ago, but no worries. She's just pestering me for more food. Alright, so I'm going to throttle up to max. Check to see if there's any science to do on the pad. There is some science, but I'd rather save it. Alright, Jeb, you ready for this? No, not really. Neither am I. Alright, and the fuel, and let's go. Wait a second before I launch the next booster because the higher I am, the better I do, or the more fuel efficient the rocket is, and the less air resistance I get. So I'm going to slowly start my gravity turn here. Let's just pray that this rocket really gets me pretty far. As you'll notice, I'm trying to adjust to get my inclination right and forward. Alright, now the moment of truth. Do I need to restart my game? Can I save? Or can I make it into orbit? So far, it's not looking amazing, but we'll see. Yes, cat. Checking my apoapsis. What? Smooth up. Good. Good. That's a really good sign. Yes, cat. Alright, time to start picking up some speed and doing some science. So keep that. Actually, let's see. So right now we're just fighting a lot of gravity, and I think a redesign would be in order. Because I think I have too much fuel on this upper stage and not enough lift on the bottom, on the base of the rocket. Who knows, maybe we'll get more with this thing. So far it's not looking amazing. but you never know. Okay, our indicator switched into orbit mode, which is a really good sign. Now let's start tilting more sideways. So I may not have explained this before, but getting into space is actually easy. Getting into orbit is the hard part. And the reason for this is that orbiting is about going fast. It's not about going high. The only reason that you need to go high is to get away from the atmosphere, which slows you down. By going fast, however, we'll essentially be going so fast that we miss the barn. Obviously, Kerbal being the barn. I think I explained this metaphor previously. We're trying to miss the broadside of this barn, and what a large barn it is. Hopefully, ooh, that's looking good. Looks like we're gonna get into orbit with this sucker. All right, woohoo! I don't have to restart my game embarrassingly enough. I'll admit I'm not a pro like Scott Manley. I'm not perfect, and I tend to make judgment errors. It's funny too, because like I give the kids I work with crap for making silly errors, but these are ones that I still make sometimes. All right, now flattening out my trajectory. We are speeding up. Now, one thing to note is because going fast is how you get into orbit, if you're on a planet that's non-atmospheric or on a moon that doesn't have an atmosphere, you can actually start burning sideways almost instantaneously. You just need to get it high enough that you don't hit any mountains. And okay, we're getting low on fuel, so I'm gonna be a little sparing with it. Just get myself up to an 8 WAPS of 75,000. Yes, cat. So on non-atmospheric planets, you can actually just turn sideways almost instantly and start burning to get into orbit. And that's just because you don't have to worry about fighting atmospheric resistance. Just doing a little time warp in here until I get out of the atmosphere. There we go. We're out of the atmosphere. Alright, crew report. Keep. Science. Yeah, science! Alright. Do a little time warp in here. Now, where you do your burn matters almost as much as how you do your burn. Because if you do your burn in the wrong place, you're just wasting fuel. And orbit! Hooray! With just enough fuel left to spare. Looks like I don't have to be embarrassed. Alright. Contract complete. Yes, Jeb. That's right, we're in orbit. He can't EVA because we haven't upgraded the astronaut complex. We'll get to that later. All he can see is the stars. And if I rotate the craft... Oh, maybe I'm rotating the wrong way. Aha! There's Kerbal. Let's see. Ooh! That's quite a pretty view. Actually, that's screenshot worthy right there. That's a screenshot worthy. Alright. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Where is your... Oh, I guess that's his little window right there. Interesting. Alright. Oh yeah, I just thought there's my mouse cursor. Okay. So you can see that's where his little window is. Alright, so what's going to happen now is we're going to go around the dark side of the planet, and I need to deorbit. Actually, before I do that, let's check the Space Center. Let's see if they... Let's see if there's any contracts I can complete while I'm still up here. While Jebediah is still up in space. Yes, cat. Alright, here we are. Fuck. Oh, wait, did this start recording again? Huh. Well, hopefully you didn't mind that swear word. Okay. So I guess Bandicam, when it's unregistered, it just keeps going. Alright, so this one wants us to test the LV909, which we have, while we're in orbit above a certain altitude. So I'm gonna actually speed up just a little bit. Not too much, so I don't waste fuel. Just to get the apoapsis beyond the prerequisite amount. Now so Kerbal doesn't quite explain everything perfectly. Yes, cat, I know you want food. Kerbal doesn't explain everything you want to do to fulfill contract requirements quite well. Sometimes you'll just right-click on a part. Oh, and there's my fiance. Hey, sweetie. So sometimes you'll right-click on a part and it'll say Run Test, and that's how you'll complete your contract. And other times you need to stage into that contract. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a stage. If I can, aha, there we go. So let's shut down the engine. Good. So I essentially tricked it into thinking I'm staging it at the right time. So let's go ahead and come around. Isn't this exciting? Alright. Now, as you can see on the contract, we have met the terms and conditions. Let's stage. Aha! Contract complete. And that's a stupid little trick that I think the developers need to fix, but regardless, it works. Oh, do not override. Now let's deorbit as close as we can to the Space Center. So I want to get my periapsis about 30,000, right about there. So let's do that. Burn retrograde to slow myself down, and thus hit the atmosphere. What's going on? Oh, engine's not on. Duh. Silly me. Why would I think the engine would be on after I staged? There's time warp in. And I want to get this to around 30,000 meters. There we go. So I should deorbit near the Space Center. Not perfectly, but close. Yes, Jeb. Smile like the green little monster that you are. Smile. And you can't see anything. Turn to open. Nope. Any funny sticky notes in here? No. Alright, let's start more. I love seeing the big craters on Kerbal. They're real life craters. Not as easy to spot, of course, but visible from space. Especially one off of the northeastern coast of South America, which a lot of people think is the asteroid impact that caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. Whoa. Okay, come on, camera. Nope. Alright, there we go. Going over the desert now. Turned off SAS because there's no need for it while we're deorbiting. Just wastes electricity. My hope is all these parachutes will be able to save the engine, but they may not. So when you're deorbiting and not exerting any forces of your own, it's okay to use physical time warp. Physical time warp can break parts if you're not being careful, but in this case, it should be alright. Now, we haven't seriously hit the atmosphere yet, but you can still see evidence that we're slowing down based on the orbital speed slowing and the periapsis falling. Once we hit about 35,000, you'll start to see serious slowing down. Just gonna zip right over this ocean here. Yes, cat. My cat is very demanding. And definitely starting to see some re-entry heating. Not going to make it all the way to the Space Center, but we'll be fairly close. In fact, if we're lucky, we can get some desert biome information right over here. Ooh, looks like we're going to be lucky today. Wow, that worked out much better than I thought it would. So let's just get a little further along. And then deploy parachutes. Sorry, I'm still learning how to fill up time here. With a lovely new day here on Kerbal. And it looks like we may be saving this engine. And we've even got some cactus down there. So for those of you who don't know, you can turn on ground scatter in your options in Kerbal. And that'll produce things like cactus and rocks and trees. All sorts of things you might find naturally. Except they don't clip, so you can actually go right through them. I've landed planes and hit several trees along the way, and my airplane turned just fine. Let's do some time warp in here. Because there is magic in this game. Do you believe in magic? Yep, just about to hit the ground. Love that pretty looking ground texture. Slowing down just a little bit. Up. And I did not intend that. Hatch obstructed. We may have lost some stuff here. Jeb, stop it. Stop. Take data. EVA. And luckily, even though these parts fell off, I can still grab the data out of them. And we'll be able to send collection crews to pick up these parts from the tracking center later. Just got Jeb back in. Do a crew report. Yes, cat. And let's see, how am I doing on time? Oh, almost out of time. So in the next episode, we'll do some cleanup. And you'll see the rest. I'm Hunter Wilson. Adios.